What's up, guys? Let me pin this comment here. Give me a second. All right, there we go. All right, what's going on, guys? Sorry, I'm a minute late. What's good, bro? A minute late. Apologize for that though, but had to do a little separation over here. As you guys see, I'm not in the office. I'm actually in a room. Sade is doing a live right now. Well, not a live. She's doing a webinar. So in reality, you guys can actually dip this and go check out her webinar. It's going to be amazing and dope. And then on top of that, too, this is going to be recorded. I am going to put this on YouTube as I did with the last one. The thing that in which I'm going to go with is Trade Talk Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. So wrote that down. So again, this is going to be on YouTube as well. Oh yeah, speaking of that, I do have to do a disclaimer. Any information that is said on this live or this YouTube video is for educational purpose only. Do not act on any of these things without speaking to your financial advisor or whoever you deal with when it comes to making financial decisions. All right, now that that's out the way, got to make sure I do that. I don't want you guys to show me. So I do have some notes written down. I do have my laptop here as well for you guys. It's really not much that I'm going to go over today. We do have a lot of information, but not much came out. So, I mean, for starters, from our last call till now, we do have CPI came out, which is Consumer Price Index. That came out, I believe it came out on Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, or Thursday? Yeah, of last week. So, obviously, that was after our call. And the numbers was crazy. The numbers was crazy. And another thing, too, how it's calculated, it's incorrect, but again, I'm going based off the calculation I did do now. So CPI was released with 7.9%. We did have an increase. This is a new 4-year high, which is very interesting because in January we already had a 4-year high. So right now we have February's numbers, as I just said, it came out, and we have a new 40-year high. And 7.9%, and again, guys, is not the actual numbers. The actual numbers, realistically, the way it should be factored in, should be about double. So let's say around like 15%, 15 or 16%. CPI is where we're currently at, if not 20. But again, the way they calculate it, they're not even going to say that's what it is. I actually want to break down CPI as well. So with that, we do have crazy. Gas, obviously, it went up 38%. New cars went up 12.4%. Used cars went up 41%. Meat, fish, eggs, chicken, all that went up 13%. Transportation went up 6.6%. Hotel prices went up 29%. And it was way more, but I just wanted to stop there. And the reason why, because what I want to do is I just wanted to give you guys the things that the average individual deals with on like a daily basis, right? So you guys already know, I mean, what are we in March? Spring break is right around the corner. Spring break, you do want to travel and do those things as well. Another thing added to that is prices of airlines increase as well. But that's going to be given with inflation and how things are going. Also the price of gas. But again, as you are traveling, these are things you have to deal with. You want to just make sure that you're doing the best things with your money, right? So when it comes to that. So that was the reason why I wanted to throw those exact numbers in there, not just the whole list, because the whole list is ridiculous. I'm not going to just give every single one, especially when the average individual is not going to be dealing with that. Side note as well, I do still have room left for my masterclass for next Saturday. So if you guys are interested in looking to become a full-time day trader or take your trading to the next level, which is the same thing, full-time day trader, right? I do have spots available for that. The link is in the description below, or the link is right here. It's pinned, so you can join my masterclass. The link is in my bio, actually. Click the link in my bio, my homepage, scroll down to it, and all this there as well. Another thing I want to talk about besides CPI, we do have interest rates is going to be released tomorrow. Powell, he's going to come out 2 o'clock, 2:30. Well, he's going to come out at 2 o'clock, and he's going to be talking about what's that's going on. So it's pretty much factored in the markets right now that interest rate is going to increase by 25 basis. So whenever you hear someone say 25 basis, what that means is a percentage of an actual percent. So 25 basis means 0.25%. That's what it means. It will be easier for the average individual if they just say like, hey, it's going to be increased or like by 0.50% or 0.25, but they want to use basis. So again, that's whenever you hear that, that's exactly what it means. It just means that. So as I just said, we are looking at a 0.25% basis. We're also looking at seven increases from that as well. So in reality, I mean, when you do the whole math and everything, we're roughly around like 7.25, 1.75% base. Sorry, 1.75%. Interest is what they're going to be hiking it up to. Ideally, Theoretically, that is the number because, again, we're doing 0.25 7 times. So when it comes to that, do I think that that's going to happen? No, I don't. I do think that they will raise rates. You know, they pretty much have no choice but to do that. I don't think they're going to do 1.25%. I mean, 1.75. I don't think so. We're too much in a hole right now. Things are going to get worse. You know, the way we're printing money as well. We put a $14 billion bill that went past unanimously and just like that to Ukraine, which again is ridiculous. It's the reality of it though. Like we spending so much money on foreign affairs, but we're ignoring the things that's going on here at home. It's very idiotic. But again, it was passed on both sides. So, you know, for you guys who feel as if, oh, it's Biden's doing, Republicans also, they passed it as well. So you can't say it's only Biden's fault. You know, Biden has a lot to do with a lot of things going on. And don't get me wrong, he's a terrible president. His policies and everything is not great. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. I'm not going to pretend as if he's doing good like some people are. You know, the whole thing is that they feel as if, you know, it's no more mean tweets, right? So because of that, they feel it's beneficial. But again, you see inflation. Like you got a 40-year high on top of another 40-year high back-to-back months. So it's like things that he's doing, the Keystone Pipeline, terrible decision. And even on that as well, you know, some people, they try to debate as if like that was a good decision. You can't debate facts at the end of the day. I don't give a damn if you like Trump, if you don't like Trump. Biden's not doing a good job, right? That's just the reality of it, right? So again, as I was saying though, but again, it was passed unanimously, you know, across the board. So that's just the reality of that as well. Even with that, it's very interesting that, you know, well, at the end of the day, I'm going to be real with you guys. I mean, you can say conspiracy or not. I miss Trump. Yeah, prices on the Trump was ridiculous. But Biden is a joke. But here's the thing with that, too. And, like, conspiracy theorists or not, you got to pay attention to when one side is painting a picture, right? At the end of the day, the government lied to us about Afghanistan, about Libya, about Haiti, about Cuba. Like, I can go on and on. The Clinton Foundation, I can go on and on and on. Like, I can literally keep going. I can honestly do a whole live just on what the government lied to us about, right? But that's just the reality. So, you think that now they're going to be telling us the truth behind this? Like, come on. It doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that now? Like, just think about that, though. They lied to us about all these different things, and now they want to tell the truth. Doesn't make any sense. But one thing I have noticed, though, too, because, I mean, again, you guys can say conspiracy theorists or not. It's just what I'm paying attention to, right? Like, I'm not in the matrix. I'm outside of it. So just looking at things. I've noticed that we've been seeing a lot of yellow and blue. Like, ridiculously a lot of yellow and blue before this thing even happened. So it's very interesting that, you know, those colors, how they going with it, right? Pray for Ukraine, you know, the yellow and blue. The same exact colors, too, before the thing even came into play. But one thing you guys got to keep in mind, and I understand this is going on YouTube. I am going to go back to the markets. But one thing you guys got to keep in mind, right? The Clinton Foundation, Ukraine gave the Clinton Foundation over $10 million. That's ridiculous. So it's like a lot of money has been getting pushed through with Ukraine. So Hunter Biden, don't even get me started with the whole Hunter Biden situation. But I mean, Nancy Pelosi, her kids, like pretty much everyone's kids is doing business outside of Ukraine. So it's like, if it's doing business outside of Ukraine, then pray for Ukraine now. It's like things like that you guys just got to pay attention to, because it's like, just follow the money. At the end of the day, like, they don't care about Americans. They don't care about all this stuff. They care about the paper, right? So if you follow the paper trail, it's always going to lead you back to what's really going on. As I just said to you guys, like, just think about that. Like, literally, $10 million from Ukraine was sent to the Clinton Foundation. Why? Like, little stuff like that. Like, you know, things with Hunter Biden, and it's so much stuff. And then also, you know, Russia saying that, you know, America had biotech, I believe, what's the exact term? Biotech labs, and, you know, they denied it. But then days later, you know, documents came out, you know, and it was testified that it was true. So, like, little stuff like that. Again, as I said to you guys, like, this is what the government does. The government has a continuous thing of lying to the American people to do things that's in their favor. And then it's like, oops. They just be like, oops. Like, it's so funny, man. And then on top of that, too, like, even with the whole, like, 9/11, right? I'm not going to get into the whole conspiracy of 9/11. I'm not doing that. But just with that as well, like the Patriot Act, right? That's probably the worst act that came for American people. And even with that as well, I mean, pretty much the government became Big Brother We knew Trump was honest when Mans told us China created this shit. Yeah, he did. And even that as well, right? So it's like, it's so interesting, right? They don't want you to call it the China virus, right? When he was saying that. They don't want you to call it that. Oh my God, I can't believe he's saying that. However, what they do is when these different variants or different, not even just variants, but variants as well, but different variants or different illnesses came from Africa, the African flu. Like, they will say things about Africa, but when he says it's China, it's an issue. Like, just think about that. And again, if y'all want to say it's conspiracy, it's just reality. Like, I'm telling you guys, just pay attention to certain things. If you pay attention, you'll start to wake up. And that's one thing too. Like, it irritates me because a lot of people are just like sleep, and it's just like, you guys not see this? Like, you don't have to be conspiracy theorists to just pay attention. I'm telling you, if you pay attention, everything will let you know what's going on. Just fucking pay attention. Like, just do that. I don't even know if I can curse on YouTube. Well, oops, if I did. All right, let me look at some comments before I actually... I do have a list of stuff to go over. Let me see some comments you guys wrote down. All right. We need to do our country and leave others... Yeah, that's an extremely great point. So one person said, we need to do our country and leave others alone. Leave others alone. Now we are getting ready to mess with Africa. Yeah, it's the reality of it too. Our founding father even said it too. Like, let's focus on America, right? Roosevelt even said it too. Let's focus on America. Once we get outside of America, we focus on different things. And again, at the end of the day, like, it's about, they say quote unquote democracy. We got to make sure democracy is around the world. No, we don't. That's the first thing, but I'm not going to get into that. But besides that, the thing, it boils down to power, right? It boils down to power and boils down to money. So, again, follow the paper trail. That's what it boils down to. I mean, they're going to tell the American people whatever they choose to tell us, to make us feel like whatever decision they decide to go with, that's the right decision. You know what happens, right? Like, weapons of mass destruction is in Iran. We got it, or Afghanistan. We got to go invade them. 20 years later, no weapons of mass destruction is there. Oops, we got to go. But again, it was oil. That's the truth, though. Oil behind it, so things of that nature. But as I said to you guys, like, I'm telling you, if you just pay attention, follow the money, you'll know the truth. Like, I truly watch the news. I mean, obviously it has an effect on the markets, right? I am a day trader, folks, you guys know that. So even with that, I'm watching the news to see, because at the end of the day, fundamentals tells you when to get into the market. Technicals now just shows you where the market is going, right? But the fundamentals, let's just say price is going up or price is going down. What's the reason, right? What's the catalyst for it? We need to have something to happen to make the price go up or the price go down. If it's just going up or going down, there's no truth behind it. That right there is it's a Ponzi scheme, right? It's right there. It's manipulation. But I mean, the markets are manipulated. It's the financial world, right? The financial markets. That's another reality of it. You just have to. You don't have to get the whole pie. You just have to get your little crumbs, right? And at the end of the day, $7 trillion daily transaction, crumbs of $7 trillion. You're doing pretty good for yourself. You can have 0.00000000001%, and you'll still do pretty damn good. But all right, that's the reality of that. So let me actually go back into my notes before I got this little rant right now. One thing I want to speak about. I wrote this down too. It's very interesting that no Western leader has spoken about Justin Trudeau, and I think I pronounced his name wrong. But I'm talking about Canada, right? No Western leader has spoken up about that. And pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to the fact that Bill Gates said that the way they're doing things in Australia, pretty much locking everyone down, is something that you want to not pay attention, but he said that right there is the great way to how they're going about this. So locking people down, letting go of their freedom, that's a great thing that we should do. That's a great example. Why? Again, guys, I'm not doing a conspiracy right now, but just think about that. Why is the fact that lockdowns, people losing their freedom, losing their choice and stuff, why is that something that's beneficial for us? Doesn't make any sense, all right? So just think about that. But again, as I said, no one is speaking about what's going on in Canada. That should say something. Not a single Western leader is speaking about that. That right there alone should say something about that. But continuing from that, so one thing I find funny, right? I mean, at the end of the day, gas prices are going down. I'll get to that in a second when I actually break down the markets. Oil right now, goddamn. Oil right now, we're sitting at 95.56 per barrel, so we are under 100. We're actually around the support area, but we may go down to 92.44 a barrel The lowest I see right here. Actually, to be honest with you, the lowest 91.94. So that may be the lowest we may go to oil. However, it depends on how tomorrow looks when the Fed rates come out. When Powell speaks about rates. And the reason why I'm saying that, because again, like the technical aspect of it, we do have a huge support at 91.94. However, current price around 95.54. We did have a nice wick rejection. So again, it all boils down to tomorrow. But if that does hold, then more likely we'll start going back up. But for right now, gas is likely to decrease. As I just said, we are currently sitting at 95.45 per barrel. So if we're under 100, obviously the price of oil, not oil, price of gas is going to decrease. I'm going to go over gold as well. But continue what I was saying, like it's very interesting that whenever, Biden or anyone who in Congress, Congress, when they're speaking publicly about the gas prices, what they do, a lot of individuals, what they're saying, not individuals, a lot of what they're saying is get an electric vehicle. And it's very disrespectful to just have that as an answer, right? And the reason why is because the average price of an electric vehicle is $60,000, right? So it's like, that's the average price. The average American medium household is around like $59,000. So the average electric vehicle is 60. Median household less than that. What do you mean? How can an average individual just go and get an EV car? Like, okay, this is the answer. Let me just go get it. It's not feasible, right? It's kind of, again, it's disrespectful because the average, like we're in so much debt as it is, right? That's one reason why, some people saying that, they should just cancel student loans. I didn't think that would happen. I still don't think it's going to happen as well. You do have to be mindful that the payments, I'm going to go over that in a second too when it comes to savings. Payments are going to go back into effect May 1st. So, right now is a great time to refinance. Our rates are at 0 right now. They are likely to go up 0.25% tomorrow. Again, that's factored in with the markets. Same thing, across the board. The Dow, we had like a 500-point rise today. NASDAQ had a little rise, but we still are in correction territory, bear market, recession territory. Even with that, and again, I wouldn't be so hyped up when it comes to the Dow Jones. I'm going to go over this later in my Discord. If you are not on my Discord, you're missing out on life. Missing out on life, man. Especially if you're a trader, you gotta have my Discord. That's also in the link below. The link is in my actual description or my bio. But even with that, so right now on the Dow, we are sitting at we closed that gap, but we actually wicked it. So I wouldn't be so likely as if we're gonna have a continuation going back. Going up to the upside. We are likely gonna have a nice rise. We may wick around 33,791 tomorrow. And then from that, we might have the initial drop. it is that, yeah, I'm looking at the technicals if though. That's what it's showing me. And you guys, so this right here, all right, so so this is the Dow Jones. So we do have this gap over here, right? So as you see this wick, we did go to that area, we wicked it. So again, we are gonna see if it's gonna hold. More likely, we may just retest that bearish candle and then just continue our drop. But as I was saying about the EV, right? So EV electric vehicle. One thing added to that, copper and the price of nickel is going up. So when it comes to EV vehicles, they need copper and nickel for their batteries. So the price of copper and nickel is going up. More likely, the price of EV will go up as well. That's supply and demand, business 101. If it's going to cost me more as an overhead, I'm going to charge you more. I'm not going to charge you less. I'm going to charge you more. If it costs me $100 to produce something, and now it costs me $150, you think I'm not going to charge you more? I'm not going to take that hit, right? And if a business owner, I take that hit, my employees got to take a hit, or, they're going to want more money, or not even more money. They're going to want something, right? I can't just say, hey, I can't give you the money, right? It's just regular supply and demand and business 101. Add to what I was saying. So even with tomorrow as well, what's up, fam? Even with tomorrow as well, so we do have interest rates going up. Don't be surprised if your APY does not increase at your bank. And the reason why I'm saying it because, banks, they have money, but they don't really have money, right? They've been losing out, all this printing that's been going on. But they have been getting bailed out. But again, as of right now, the average savings in the bank account is 0.03%. So that's the average. There you have some APYs like Ali Bank, which is free as well. Actually, they are the best. They are the best online bank, and the reason why I'm saying they're the best online because there's no minimum, and their APY is 0.5%. Actually, let me. I was looking at it like 2 weeks ago, but let me just double check before I just tell you guys that that's the actual interest. I believe it is 0.5%, but yeah, it is. Okay, 0.5%. So I was right about that. So that is average right now for Ali Bank. So if you guys are looking for something to put your money into, when it boils down to an online bank, take that route, right? Or you can do like put into cryptos, like Gemini is a stable coin. Gemini is offering like 8%. DAI is offering 6%. You know, so again, I mean, you got 0.5%, then you have 6%. It's like, which one makes the more sense? Like cryptos. And cryptos we did have a nice little bounce on that as well. I know I'm kind of all over the place. Ethereum, I'll start with this since I'm here right now. Ethereum, we are still in the area of 2,500. We're still like sitting on that support, which is also a quarter point. So from a technical standpoint, if we're sitting at that support, you know, if that doesn't break, that's more likely, you know, price will increase from that. If I look at the, let me see, Ripple right now is 0.76. We starting to rally though. So even with that rally, so it's just beneficial, something that you do want to pay attention to when it comes to that. But going back into what I was saying, so again, like, I wouldn't be surprised if your savings does not continue to go up. Added to that though, one thing I do want to say, right? So this bill literally just got passed today. So the bill that got passed today, which was for daylight savings, is for it to be initially permanent when it comes. We're not gonna have to do an hour increase, an hour decrease, no more. So it got passed through the Senate, if I'm not mistaken. Right, it got passed through the Senate, so it has to go through the House, and then it has to go through Biden's desk, and he just has to, you know, sign for it. So even with that, right, like, we should have been did this. Like, I mean, how I feel about it, I mean, we're no longer farmers no more, right? I mean, majority of our food is already processed. That's the truth, right? But we don't need to keep going with daylight savings no more. Like, it's pretty much the way the world is going towards, and also, like, the way food is being produced and all these chemicals they put and stuff in it. We don't really need that. We really don't. But, you know, it was just passed today, so we'll see. Likely, I think it's gonna go through though. I think so, and I also think it'll be a great push for Biden as well. You know, he can come and say Americans have been complaining about daylight savings, losing an hour, gaining an hour. You know, I wouldn't sign it. You know, it's a good play for him. That sounds good because, like, again, the Democrats are losing strength and power. So if I make it in which, like, you know, you can go and save an hour or don't have to change, you know, from that standpoint, it just sounds great, right? Why would I not want to pass that bill that make it which, like, American people, they're saving an hour, you know, per year for that, or quote unquote saving an hour. So another thing that I want to talk about with that as well, and when it comes to saving yields, again, I don't expect it to increase. You know, as I just said, again, Ali is 0.5%. From an online bank standpoint, if you don't want to go crypto, that is still the best one to do. Another thing as well, credit card interest, the average is right now 18%. I do think you guys should prioritize credit card debt, right? So at the end of the day, that is the worst type of debt you can have, mainly because, again, the average interest on that is 18%. More likely, it'll probably go up to around like 22%, depending on how things go. That's the average, right? So you have, like, student loan is around like 3%, mortgage, all that stuff is around like 3%. Every other debt is less than 10%, right? So if every other debt is less than 10% and you have credit card debt is 18%, right? That's pretty much a no-brainer. So when it comes to that, and I tell my clients, I tell my students as well, you do want to prioritize getting out of credit card debt first, right? And then the other thing is Kuwait. Like, you can refinance your student loans. You can refinance pretty much any other debt you can. But again, like, getting out of credit card debt is just best beneficial. So that's something you do want to prioritize. Another thing that I want to speak on is the Amazon stock split. So again, since last week I spoke to you guys, that is something that came out as well. So Amazon, they have pushed for a 20-to-1 stock split. That's going to be effective May 21st. And that went frenzy, right? We already have Google. Theirs is going to be July 1st. Yeah, July 1st. Theirs is, again, 21 split. And this is beneficial because, for starters, it's like if it's, or I mean, I think there's two plays to it, right? For starters, you do have it, which, like, from an investor standpoint, I can pay $3,000. I mean, let me go to Amazon right now. So Amazon current price is our Amazon current stock price. Oh, it went down. Oh, wow. We're around $29.47. So that's $2,947 is Amazon current stock price. So from an investor standpoint, if I do a 21 stock split, right, and obviously just 20 to 1. That's what it really means, divided. So it's more attractive for me to get into it. And I believe if you do the math, it's around like, you're probably paying around like 200, around 200, 190, 200 for Amazon current stock. So even with that, it's like I can pay 2,100, or I can pay 200, right? So it makes sense from an investment standpoint. Also, I think they're trying to get listed as well. So that could be a reason for it. And I mean, at this point, all Fang stocks is pretty much doing splits. So that is something that's beneficial to investors as well. But again, as I said to you guys, like we do have, like, expect oil to drop, right? The price of gold and commodities, they have started to drop. Expect that to happen. However, if we do not, if oil, as I said, oil's current price is 95.59. If this area does not hold, I mean, if this area holds, then obviously expect gas to continue to go up. That's the reality of it, though. But besides that, inflation is still increasing. We do have CPI came out, which was 7.9%, broke a previous 40-year high. These are not good news. This is not good news as well. The Fed, they're continuously printing money. That's just what they're doing. It's also how we're just responding to it. So it's funny because, and again, this is a trader's heaven, right? You have so much volatility going on, and you can just take advantage of the markets. And again, if you are a trader and you're not profitable yet, or you're having issues, you do want to join my masterclass, you can click the link in my description below, or head over to my bio, depending on where you're watching this from. And even with that, so for everyone who joins my masterclass, I'm going to vet you. Like, you can't just join. Like, if you're not going to take this shit serious, I'm going to give you money back. Like, even if you sign up, I'm going to talk to you and see if you're a good fit. If you're a good fit, yeah, we can move forward. If not, no. Because at the end of the day, you're invested into a skill set, right? I don't want you to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want you to take up somebody's spot who is very interested. Let's just say, hopefully it gets sold out. You took somebody's seat, right? And it's going to be messed up. So, yeah, if you're someone who is serious about really getting the skill set and getting the hang of this, that is something you want to sign up to. But if you're not serious, don't do it. You're going to waste your own time. You're going to waste my time. And I don't like my time being wasted. I got so much shit I'm doing. I don't want to vet you and then say you're not a good fit. I don't want to do that. It's too much of my process and time to do. So, yeah, another thing. But matter of fact, not even another thing. I've been going on. So, yeah, we're around like 30 minutes right now. So, if you guys have any questions, I'll do a Q&A real quick. Let me scroll up and see if you guys will say anything. Banks have no money. That's true. They actually don't. What's very interesting about banks having no money is that, pre-pandemic, banks were required to hold 10% of your money, right? So, and that's one reason why people found out the hard way, especially with '08, right? So, it's like they go to the bank, how come I can't take out more money, blah, blah. So, if you want to do the math, every $100 you have in your account, the bank is issued to hold 10% at every given time, right? And that's why, like, it may take a day or two to get the rest of your money and so forth. Low key, and they did this so smoothly. So, when pandemic came about, right, they actually allowed to hold 0% of your money at any given time, right? But it hasn't hit the news because, again, if it's the news that the bank is holding zero, what, that Ponzi scheme of a bank, that would be crazy. And it is a Ponzi scheme, right? It's literally, you take from Peter to pay Paul. That's what they do, right? And that's the reality. Like, that's why they charge you. They give you like pennies, they give you pennies, 0.03% for your money for holding it with them. But what they'll do, and they're charging somebody like 19, 18, 10%, so it's on loans and stuff. Very interesting. But I mean, the bank is a Ponzi scheme, but at the end of the day, it is a financial system that we utilize, until crypto steps up. And they're on their way. They're definitely on their way, too. Like, that's something to do as well. So, Bitcoin, I took it off. Why did I do that? Like, Bitcoin's current price is $39,370. So, even Bitcoin, we are sitting around in support of 37399. We're currently sitting on Bitcoin. So, and it looks like it's holding. I mean, on the technical standpoint as well, that is a controlling candle that is holding. So we'll see. So right now we're ranging between 37361 and 39649 on Bitcoin. So I mean, if we're it pretty much in either way, we break out of that, we're going to continue going up. We break below that, 37361, we're going to go down to around 29,000, and it's very could be likely. We'll see though. We'll see how Bitcoin plays about. But yeah, as I was saying though, like, yeah, the bank is a Ponzi scheme. I mean, that's the reality of it though. That's the reason why crypto is becoming a big thing, because people are tired of, you go to your bank, you can't take your money out. They're tired of, interesting enough, you can't do wires during bank holidays, but they can take your bills out. Like, even, like, I was so irritated. I think it was a Martin Luther King. And when I tried to do a wire, it wasn't able to go through, but my bill was taken out. I'm like, come on, like, y'all take my bills out, but y'all can't, like, let me do a wire. Like, it's ridiculous, though. But even with that, it's a lot of things that's pretty much outdated with the financial system. That is the reason why people are going more towards crypto. Because think about this, right? It's like, if I mean, not even think about that. It's just reality. Like, even people in Ukraine, like, people Russia as well, they were locking down people's accounts, but you can't lock down crypto yet. They're going to find a way to go around that, right? Even with the executive order that was pushing to play. And even with that, like, I gave you guys the whole breakdown, and I believe my reel like 2 weeks ago when Biden announced he was going to do it. All that is, and I gave you guys a complete rundown of that. Like, he came out and said that, hey, we're just trying to figure out what's going on. But it's the headlines, right? So if you read the headlines, you're going to get freaked out. But if you read the article says it too. Like, they're going to do like, I think it was like a 5-month plan, now 5-year plan to see what's going on with that. And it's like, it's not happening tomorrow, all right? We got time to go down the line for that to happen. They're just putting it's pretty much a way to get everyone, all right, let me get your attention. Let me see, see what's going on, see how you're going to react and respond to it. That's what it boiled down to. But again, as I said to you guys before and saying it right now, if you follow the money, and I'm talking about big money, I don't just mean that people have like a few $100,000 in their bank or they make no 7 moves. If you follow the billionaires, follow the big money, these banks and stuff, the institutions, you have an idea of where things are going to go for. Because again, I mean, at the end of the day, that's really what it boils down to. All right, someone says they will regulate crypto. To an extent, I can see that. I don't see regulating crypto. I can see them regulating wallets, right? Like Coinbase or Kraken, in which, even what I told you guys before, even the CEO of Kraken came out and, he was asked, if they come and say they're going to seize their assets, will you apply? And he said, absolutely. So, and he said it too, like, you shouldn't hold all your crypto in this type of asset. You want to put it in like a ledger, which I told you guys as well. Get a ledger on Nano S, right? You can do that. And that's something that you want to put your money towards. And even with that, like, it's like, if the CEO is saying that, he's a CEO. So it's like, that's like me being a CEO of Coinbase. And I'm saying, well, guys, if the government tells me to, lock your assets, I'm going to do it. I don't think you should keep your money with Coinbase. I think you should take your money out. There's a reason why, like, but that's also ethical for him to even say that, because that's his business, right? So if he's telling you to do that, then you should do it. And even with that, I put a reel out. I think that was like a week or two ago, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was 2 weeks ago. Now another thing, and that was in reference to getting a ledger, right? Protect your assets, right? Like, that's something that you just want to do. You don't want to, any event in which like they seize your assets and stuff. You're going to be pissed off, right? So you might as well have it. It's also more like. Coinbase and Kraken, you can hack that, right? People are still getting hacked, right? But with these ledger stuff, it's very, 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 very difficult. You have to actually like someone has to find your key and all that stuff just for it to even, for them to get into it. So I mean, put your assets in the ledger, and don't go to Amazon. Go directly to the website. The reason why I don't want to go to Amazon, because what people have been doing, they'll buy it, they'll hack it, they'll sell it on Amazon. You buy it. Now you put your cryptos in it, and they have access to all of that. So that's something that you do want to avoid. Go straight to the source. Amazon is not great for everything, and that's one of them. But yeah, we're on for 35 minutes. I appreciate you guys' time and everything. And again, if you guys are interested in joining my Discord, click the link in my bio. If you're interested in joining my masterclass for March 26th, which is next Saturday, I still have a few spots that's still available. The link is in the description below if you're on YouTube, or you can check out my link in my bio. So again, if you guys want to take trading to the next level, you're tired of getting frustrated, not really getting the hang of things, masterclass is going to be for you. It is going to be my best work yet. Literally my best work. It's what am I doing for? I think 6 hours, 7 hours. I think 7. Well, I'm putting 6 hours though, but I mean, don't be surprised if I go over. If I do like 7.5, like that's likely. Like, that's like, at the end of the day, I want to make sure whoever, whatever work I do, people get their money worth and go above and beyond. That's just the service I do, right? It's like, if you go above and beyond, people are going to speak highly of you, and it's just going to always come back in your favor. That right there is good karma. Good karma you want to put out to the universe. But let me see if you guys have any questions before I'm wrapping things up now, but I know it's a little delay. So if you guys have any questions, though. me scroll up and see. We can go over the markets. We can go over wealth building, trading. Let me see. I answered that. I answered that already as well. Let me see what else you guys got. Yeah, and again, I do appreciate all you guys spending some time here with me. Regardless if you was here for the whole time, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute, you know, it's still your time. You didn't have to join us live, so I appreciate that. If this was beneficial, share this content with others. What do you think about AU? What do I think about AU? You love AU. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so AU current price, we are kind of thinking the dollar has some ridiculous strength yesterday and this week. The dollar strength is something. So AU, oh wow, that looked like it held. We have a resistance came up. All right, so we are sitting at a support. If you scroll back on a daily, if you scroll back to September 30th, right, on a daily time frame, we are sitting at a support with that current price. If you look at that candle, current price we just did this previous day, we just literally wicked off of that, and that is the actual number is 0.71743. So with that, we do have a double top that came into play. However, we are sitting on that. So with this, just from a daily standpoint, I'm not looking for a continuation on the downside. That could be, and it's also, I mean, if you want to look from like a trend line aspect as well, you could just like literally just, well, I should just show you guys instead of just saying it. All right, so where are we at? All right, right here. So this candle from this point was retested, and that is in, what did I say? That is in September 30th, 2021. So we did retest that right there. That is the reason why we literally went to that area and it is holding. So even with that, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do have a continuation. Not in downside, on the upside. Like I said, you can even draw a trend line up, and those coordinates will give you right to that. But so yeah, so what I think about AU, especially things that's going on. I mean, we have rates coming out tomorrow, right? So we may get another touch to 71743. That would be a good. I'll wait for that area, but if you're really jumping in, you know, you want to take the position, especially before the Fed rate, then I would go for. I would see how that area plays out. The best buy would be a break of 72313. That would be the best break. Yeah, that would be the best break. And I'll break that down in the Discord for you as well and why. All right, what else? What else? I'm bullish, bro. Well, yeah, well, there you go. I wouldn't be surprised either. I see it, though. And I see why you're bullish. But again, you just got to keep in mind as well that we do have a nice amount of resistance at about... what did I just say? 72274. Just be mindful of that. You know, because you don't want to buy into a resistance or sell into a support, right? But a lot of traders do that, and that's what like at the end of the day, regardless, it's an investing standpoint as well. Do the work before jumping in. Do the homework. Do the homework. Do not just jump in. It doesn't matter if you're trading or you're investing. Don't just jump in because price is going crazy. Right? And people do it all the time. It's like prices is dropping, they go and jump in. Prices rising, they want to jump in. Pullback happens, and you're like, oh my God, I lost so much money. Just do the homework. Right? Like you gotta ask yourself, am I currently at a previous support? Am I at a previous resistance? Same thing as an investor. Am I currently at a previous support or previous resistance? Where am I currently at? And I told you guys can watch. I get so much free information as well. Go back and check my videos out. I'm not going to break down support resistance right now, but I broke that down before. And even with that, like the market moves with market structures, support resistance, candlestick analysis. I don't give a damn what type of indicator you got. I don't care what MACD. I don't care about that. That's added to it. The market moves, and this is not debatable. The market moves. Market structure, support resistance, candlestick analysis. That's how the market moves. That is not debatable. So if you are an investor or you want to be an investor, you're looking to get into markets, look at the past. Where are we currently at? Are we at support, which is the floor? Are we at resistance, which is the ceiling? Where are we currently going towards? If we are at a resistance, which is a ceiling, price is more likely going to come back down before breaking it. But again, I'm not going to go over that. Check out my other videos on here that, again, I've given out a lot of info, free info with that. And I'm 100% sure I've given out more free info than people pay for these people courses that they scam y'all with. They charge y'all arm and a leg for you to go to Baby Pips. It's so unethical, man. I don't know how people still get away with this shit. I really don't. I really, really don't. But hey, people still doing it. Stop falling for it, by the way, as well. All right, so wrapping this up. I see we're at 41 minutes right now. Did not really want to do 41. I was trying to keep it on 30, but we kept going though. But yeah, any other Q&A? Wrapping this up real quick. I'll give like maybe another 2 questions. I'll probably do like another minute, maybe 2. I know it's a little delay on the live, so I'm gonna wait like 10 seconds for that. I know it goes a little late. Any other question you guys got for me? Put the picture? I gotta play with this live thing more too. There's little stuff they have over here. I want to figure out like what each one was. See what you guys got. Shirt. Will grind for change. So if you pay attention to it, like it says as if it's as if, you know, a homeless person is holding up, you know, because will grind for change. It is a double entendre because change can be change that you're giving out or change if you're trying to change your situation. Thank you so much for information. No problem. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. Yes, I am going to start bringing these back out. I'm not sure when though. It's on the list. So maybe around like June, I'll go back with the apparel. And you guys have been speaking on the shirts and everything. I do appreciate that as well. I'll go back. I got some ideas set in. But it's not a priority right now. And it's not a priority. It's going to be though. Around June. I have so much stuff going on, especially, you know, getting married and the back and forth stuff and traveling and all this stuff. So, but that's not an excuse though. But all right, guys, appreciate everyone for stepping in. All right, we're done. We're done. This will be on YouTube in the next by 8:15 the latest. I have to save it and then upload it. So by 8:15 the latest, this will be on YouTube. Again, I appreciate you guys for tuning in, for stopping in. If also sharing this with others, I appreciate that as well. Helps me out, helps out my reach, and obviously if I have a larger reach, more info. So it's a win-win situation. But again, guys, appreciate it. I'm going to end this now.